We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Relaxed Retro Talk. Tonight, we had to wait a little while because we wanted all the excitement to die down. We wanted to give our honest opinions without all that post E3 hype. So we had to settle down. We had to wait till we settled down, and now it's time to talk about E3.
Oh baby, let's be real. The excitement died down like 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in to the show.
Into the conference.
It was really bad this year.
We kind of talked about this. So here's my basic stance with E3, and it's going to kind of arc our entire conversation. I think E3 is the time of E3 is dead. Right?
I mean, it literally kind of it has been for a while because they stopped like doing it for a while, and it never really fully came back.
That's right. The thing is about E3 is it's actually really simple. There's no need for a conference show anymore.
No,
we don't need it
because we have constant updates all year.
If you're going to do an expo of sorts, take a look at how Penny Arcade does PAX.
Yeah,
that's
make it an
how
event.
you do it.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have this one week in a year where all the announcements comes out, because all the announcements are typically 1, leaked, 2, typically pushed out before then, and 3, never actually live up to the hype.
Yeah.
And Nintendo is actually really good and bad at this, because their E3 presentation is a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
Right? And they do the same thing. They do a Nintendo Direct multiple times during the year. Yeah. Right? So they do their E3 Direct, which is it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm saying that they've moved on to where all these other companies should be. There should be quarterly updates from each one of these companies.
Yeah, they really should.
Hey, here's what's coming in our roadmap. Here's what we're doing. Here's what we're talking about. Here's all the games that are coming up. By the way, here's a reason why you should be excited to buy games from us.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening is they leave it for E3, the hype builds up, and then it never meets expectations, and it's always like it's a wet fart in a paper bag. That is how it is.
It's too bad though, because E3 was like oh, excuse me. Why am I drinking beer on the podcast? Because I'm just
that's a terrible plan
the whole time.
You're just gonna belch all day long.
Oh yeah. But anyways, the E3. I remember like booking off work for E3, like and like watching like all these huge announcements and shit. Yep. And it was always good, and it was always like, all right, guys, who won E3 like every year, and you'd watch each one, and the big three would always be on separate nights, right? And that's the other thing. They'd be at night. Now it's like at like fucking 2 p.m. or 11 a.m. On a weekday. Like, what the fuck is this shit? It would be it'd be like Friday. I feel like Friday night it would kick off. Or would it be like?
It was usually during the week. It was usually during the week.
Okay.
It wasn't over a weekend.
But it was in the evening when it was in the week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was
always at like 7 p.m. or something like that. And it'd be
the thing is that.
Yeah, go ahead.
The original E3 up until 2006. Okay, so we're talking, PS2,
Dreamcast,
PS1, and then like I don't know. They didn't Super Nintendo by that point. They were.
I think they did, but they were really bad. Like if you go back and look at like early,
it was
E3s,
the Electronics Entertainment Expo. That's the E3, right?
Yeah,
like that is, and so there's a whole history. We're not going to get into the history of the damn thing. But the thing is that at 2006, okay, let's call 2006 the peak moment.
Yeah, it was 06 or 07. I can't remember. But
it was, and this is where things taper off. They changed the way that the conference works. It is no longer a spectator thing. It is
media, only media and
people who are giving presentations, and that's it. So they shrunk it way down. And from that point forward, it kind of changed the way that it went, right? So 2006 to 2007, still okay. 8, still okay. 9, we're tapering off. And then from pretty much 2010 going forward, it was kind of a crapshoot.
They kind of stopped doing it altogether. I think there was like 2 or 3 years where there was
Sony didn't even show up this year.
Yeah.
Sony's like,
you know what, we're by not showing up.
They're like, you know what, we're good.
One thing I do want to say, though, before we get too far, because you were talking about the Nintendo Directs, I actually, I don't like Nintendo. Like, I'm generally not a Nintendo guy, but they're slowly winning me back a little bit. But I watched my first Nintendo Direct Not this E3 one, but the one before that was like my first E3 one. And I was in the Discord, and we were just like, I think it was me, Vector, and maybe a couple other people. And I was like, holy shit, man, this is awesome. And they're like, what do you mean? Because they'd watched Nintendo Directs all the time,
This is how it's been since the Switch came out.
Yeah, and I'm just like, no, look at, like, it's just fucking gameplay. This is when it comes out. Then gameplay. This is when it comes out. And I'm like, holy shit, they're just shitting out all these game announcements. And I didn't know. I thought it was just like, you see all these, like, and I feel bad, but you see all these, like, shitty, like, developer discussions. They do that all the time. They'll show like for example, if this was like Final Fantasy VII days, it would be like just Cloud Strife walking on the world map, and then developers talking for like 3 hours about how
we've come up with the name Cloud Strife because one of us was laying in a field and we were looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
White puffy things in the cloud or in the sky, and we were like, you know what, that would be the great name for one of our protagonists. It'd be really good. And anyway, so that's how we came up with the name of the game.
Yeah, that's
and it's just like it just goes on. It's
hours.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought Nintendo Directs were for like ever. Yeah. So I never watched them, and it was just like boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah,
I was like, this is amazing. And Vector's like, this is how every Nintendo Direct is. And I was like, oh,
it really is. No, I mean, obviously the content is kind of right. You can pretty much be guaranteed they're going to announce another Smash character. That's a guarantee
every time it seems. Yeah. I've watched two of them, and it's happened both times.
Every single time that there's been a Direct, I've been able to pull at least something from it where I was like, okay, that's cool. But the thing is, it's even less about the presentation of it. It's the fact that I truly believe they're one of the only companies out there that understands the idea of the big reveal announcement thing is gone. Yeah. People's attention spans aren't there anymore. Well, I want to know what's coming up. I want to know why I'm buying into your company, and I want to know all of these different things. Otherwise, forget it. I'm not going to bother.
I like it because even if they are, say they're announcing 4 shitty games in a row, or not even shitty, but games that I have no interest in, they fire them off so fast that it doesn't even matter. Like, they only show like 10. Like,
and it's over in half an hour.
5-10 minutes, not even of each game, right? And you see something cool, and then it's on to the next game. I love Nintendo Directs. It's crazy.
They're good. They're very, very good. Now, and I mean, and again, it just highlights
all companies should be doing that.
It just highlights why there's no need for E3 anymore.
Yeah.
In the way that they're still doing. The problem with E3 is they never actually moved forward. They're still doing the same song and dance they've done forever, but technology and time's moved on past what they're doing, and now it looks ancient. Because the thing is, it's like none of this is hitting the mark.
The worst was like I think it got absolutely the worst when like the Kinect came out and they were like hiring all these actors to pretend they were excited.
That's like 2012-ish.
Yes.
The day of Wii Music.
Yes, it was so bad, dude.
And they had the one drummer guy drumming with his Wii emotes. Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. So bad.
With his faux hawk.
Yeah, just so bad. And I mean, but that honestly, that's a perfect representation of what E3
and it sounded so bad. It was like like it was so bad, dude. It was the worst. That's got to be the worst.
It's awful.
And that little kid trying to like make connectimals seem fun. Remember that?
Yeah.
But anyways, we gotta talk
everything.
About
yeah. Oh yeah. We gotta get on this year. But I mean, that's the thing is that sets the stage for the things. The problem is we as gamers, go into E3 going like, it's E3 time, baby.
Yeah, what are
Here
we gonna
go.
see that
I'm
we've
hyped.
never seen before?
Yep. And you avoid as much spoilers as you can. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of the stuff that was announced in E3 was not leaked out. Right? You always get a lot of people
this
kind of
year,
giving
but
their
I mean, how do you leak nothing?
in years? Yeah, well, I mean, that's a good point.
How do you
there was
nothing?
a couple good. There was a couple, diamonds in the piles of poo, but
little pieces of corn in the shit, if you will.
Little corn nuggets. The thing is that
is that gold?
Yeah,
no, sir, that's corn.
Where do you want to start on the roadmap? So
I kind of wanted to do it in like order of like presentation, but I don't remember the order anymore.
I don't remember the order either. So I was gonna say you'd have to help me with that. The thing is it broke down like this. There was the Xbox with Bethesda.
Yeah, I know that one was early. That was like the first ones.
There was the Nintendo, right at the end.
Near the end, yeah. At the end or
so
near
those,
the end. I think it was.
And
at
those
the end.
those two I would consider the main events, kind of sorts, right?
I didn't even.
And then you.
Yeah,
and then you had a bunch of the in the middle devs, right? So Square Enix had theirs a little bit prior. Then you had Capcom, Bandai Namco.
Yeah,
those are the ones that I marked down.
Yeah, though for a good reason.
So why don't we talk? Let's talk about the smaller ones, and then let's talk about Xbox and Nintendo as kind of like the main. I would say compare the three, because we always say the
those
big
are the
three.
Big
You
three,
want to talk about who's the winner? Well, I mean, so in this case, honestly.
Yeah.
Sony's a big winner here.
Yeah, really.
But I mean, now here's the thing too with Sony though is they're now on the hot seat. They have to deliver something.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're gonna be looked at as like, well, I don't. Why am I buying a PS5? I just found out a.
Why are people buying PS5s? I legitimately want to know.
I don't know.
I am a
really
huge PlayStation fan. I'm a Sega and PlayStation fan through and through. A bunch of my friends keep posting on like Facebook and in their Discords and stuff like, finally got one, guys. And it's like, why?
Yeah.
So you can play a fucking PS3 game in HD? Like the only game is like fucking Dark Souls remake, and it's not even a remake, it's a remaster. And then Spider-Man Miles Morales, which can't you get it on the PS4 or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so why the fuck are people buying PS5?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, every game that's on the PS5, with an asterisk, because I don't know this with certainty, but I would say a very high percentage of them is also on the PS4.
4 or 3.
But the thing is, you're absolutely right. And you know what? Maybe Sony thought that same thing. Hey, we don't have anything to present.
Yeah.
So forget it.
Wait until they have some
We'll
games,
present something
then,
when we have a reason to present it.
Which is I think that line there sums up all of E3 this year. Nobody had anything to present.
No.
Here's my theory as to why E3 was so bad this year. I think that they didn't think that E3 was going to happen, and then a bunch of like media outlets were like, are we doing this, guys? We should do this year. People need hope or whatever, right? And then they were like, fuck, I guess. And then they just slapped together, like, some of them slapped like old trailers or fucking like talked about DLC that's already out for a game that didn't sell. Like
there is some, and I went through. I didn't watch them live. I went back. I watched the reruns. There's some games in here that I am looking forward to.
Same, absolutely. There's like 3.
On the whole, on the entirety of the presentation, I'm glad I didn't watch it live, because I could fast forward through stuff I didn't want to see. Right? Let's start with some of the smaller ones and then work our way over to Nintendo.
Okay, but we have to save Capcom and Bandai Namco for like the end,
right?
Because of how awesome they were.
Okay, so let's do Square Enix.
Okay.
Square
Enix.
So
the one I was looking the most forward to.
Most people were looking. They just finished talking about some of the great games that are coming out. Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah. They announced Final Fantasy 16 I think it was almost a year ago now, right? So you've got
and
people waiting
to see
some more shit.
That's right. Big time. And I understand, and not only that, but you also have the Final Fantasy 7 Remake 2.
Part 2 or whatever.
So these are the two pieces of news that most people are interested in.
Of the game,
right?
Stretched.
Now I understand that they didn't want to include any Dragon Quest stuff, because they literally had a Dragon Quest announcement.
I saw people in like chats and stuff being like, "What? No Dragon Quest?" It's like, dude, they spent like 3 hours talking about Dragon Quest 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. So to me, that's fine. Yeah, no big deal.
Absolutely.
100%. So curtains up. Hi, we're Square Enix. Let's talk about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, let's talk about... So here's the thing. Here's the thing about Guardians of the Galaxy. They came out with Marvel's Avengers, I think last year or the year before.
2 years ago?
It's something, something in there.
It's been a couple of years at least, I think.
It's like, even, I remember the initial trailer, people were like, what the fuck is this? And then, like, because that was at one of the E3s, I think, or something. It was some show.
I think so. I think it was, actually.
And everyone was like, this looks terrible. And then the game comes out. I don't
because it was on the heels of Spider-Man.
Right, and Spider-Man was doing so good.
Spider-Man was amazing.
Yeah,
it was great.
And everyone was like, "This looks like garbage." And then it came out, and they were like, people were like, "I'm not buying this shit. Like, it looks really bad." And so nobody bought the game. Like, not very many people did. And the people that did, most of them said it wasn't very good. And then you've got the sales are in the tanks, right? And so they keep releasing DLC for it. Basically, all their DLC trailers have been, it's good now. Like, the game is new character good now. You can play as more than one character. It's good now. And still nobody's buying it, because why are you going to buy a game so you can buy DLC? Nobody's done that in the history of fucking the world. And then now, instead of being like, people aren't really digging this game, they doubled, instead of learning from that, they just double the fuck down on it, and they're like, Guardians of the Galaxy plays similar to our DLC for Marvel's Avengers.
That's right. Now, I mean, so here's the thing. The first thing I wrote down was been there, done that. Like, this is not a new concept game. The issue is, I'm sure they spent a ton of money on the license for this game.
Absolutely.
And unless they come through with big time story, this thing's doomed. Mm-hmm. So the gameplay is in one hand, okay? Let's say the gameplay's over here, bad. And I would assume that at best it's average, whatever, third person shooters.
I've heard it's similar to
controls.
Remember that shitty X-Men game that came out where it was like literally just like clear the room and then cutscene and then clear the room of bad guys and then cutscene. Apparently it's similar to that.
I don't remember.
I can't remember what game that was. It was an X-Men game.
In the other hand, you've got a group like the Guardians of the Galaxy. Their shtick is that they're an interesting group of misfits, so they have to have that story. That storyline is crucial. If the story sucks, it's over.
Yep.
It's over. If the story's average, it's over. It has to be something that grips you and pulls you in, because otherwise you're just playing another third-person shooter.
Yeah.
And it's basically just another offshoot of the other thing. Now, looking at the footage, it looks like it's more based off of the comic than based on the MCU. So they have full-fledged to do what they want with that story, which kind of concerns me a little bit, because people expect MCU Guardians of the Galaxy.
They do.
Probably not so much comic Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So who knows? Question mark. The thing is, and there should be an asterisk on almost every single one of these games, very few showed gameplay.
Yeah.
Very few showed gameplay.
I mean, almost all of them were
cutscenes.
Though, to be fair.
Well, kind of, sort of. Some of them at least show you alpha gameplay.
Yeah.
Show you something. Right?
At least, like,
in
walking
this case,
through environments and
yeah,
stuff like that.
In this case, it was almost all cutscenes or trailers. And that sucked. So, is what it is. The next game that they announced is Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster.
I mean, that would be good if it comes to fucking, like, Switch. But it's literally Steam and iOS.
It's Final Fantasy 1 to 6 again. Full price. Again. Because they've been on sale.
Baby.
And so now you can buy them all again. But they're going to charge you... extra to give you the game as it was on the NES.
No, they're redoing the sprites again, but they're making them look more like the old ones, but
how many times do you need to buy Final Fantasy 1? How many different copies of Final Fantasy 1?
If they release them on the Switch, I'll probably buy Final Fantasy 1,
0,
Final Fantasy 4,
0%,
Final Fantasy 5, and that's probably it. But
0% chance of me buying any of these, because I tell you what, this is the same cow they've been milking forever. Stop it. Just stop it. You've released it enough.
Yeah.
Stop it. Just stop it. You know what? Give them to me for free, because I bought them 6 fucking times.
Yeah,
I don't want to buy them again, and I'm not going to.
And they're going to be $15.99. You know that.
More than that, dude. I guarantee you, they're going to be at least $20
each.
That's how much Final Fantasy VI was $19.99.
Really?
For the current one
on iOS?
Well, but now the thing is that has been out for so long. Yeah, it's been out for so long that it's been on Steam sale. Now you can get them for like $4. right?
Yeah.
So then they're going to release this one, so you don't want to buy the $4 one anymore. Now you got to buy the $20 one again, and they want to get all their money back.
The only thing that's really good about this is the Final Fantasy 3 and Final Fantasy 4, because these ones, 3 specifically, 3 has never been released in that format. Mm-hmm. It's only been released in North America on the DS, in that janky ass like DS 3D graphics.
Yeah.
And then on Steam also, I think you can only get 4 in the DS style 3D graphics, and same with on Steam.
Right. And that's the thing. I absolutely detest the sprites. They should all that I heard when they said FF Pixel Remaster, when they announced this, I was like, so you're releasing the game the way you should have the last time?
Yeah, see, here's what I hope they do, and I don't think they will, is if you've bought the game on mobile or whatever, or Steam, and you have Final Fantasy VI, you should be able to just upgrade for free to the new artwork, but I don't think they'll do that. But I hope they do, because I watched Arcala's stream, Final Fantasy VI Steam version, and it was really bad. Like, they changed really hold on, I gotta open this, because they changed a lot of the dialogue, and I actually took a screenshot of his stream, and one of the things said it was like, oh man, which window is it on? I can't minimize this or it'll fuck the whole thing up. But okay. It was like weapons of mass magicite destruction or something.
I gotta tell you,
what?
It's beyond ridiculous, because every single time they do these remasters, they change more stuff. They're George Lucasing it.
Yeah, they are totally George
Lucasing it. Just stop it.
And the sprite work was so bad. It looks like fucking like a
it's
fucking
so bad.
Like a Flash game, like those old fucking like Newgrounds games.
And it's funny. I watched a video on this, and I don't want to stick on this for too long, but I watched a video on this where they broke down what it would have taken from a power, like a processing power and a graphical power point of view, to recreate all these sprites versus cleaning up the ones that they had. Because what they said was, we couldn't clean up the ones we had. It looked too blurry. When we do the remaster, it doesn't look right. So that's why we had to rework it. The guy basically broke that apart. He was like, they could have done all of this by doing this, and I don't know any of the specifics, but he basically broke it all down. Do this, do this, do this. It'll save half the amount of power, and you could get it done twice as fast.
I feel like
he was like, there you go, I've done it.
I feel like they pulled a
Pokemon.
A little PS3 6-axis controller on us.
Oh yeah.
The Rumble is not the way of the future.
You don't want the Rumble's stupid.
And then like 2 years, and then 2 years.
They're like, okay, never mind. We got the Rumble back.
The DualShock 3.
There it is. We got Rumble now. No one's ever heard of this technology.
You didn't know you needed it.
So funny. So then they come out. I made notes, by the way, so cut me off if this is getting too long in the tooth. But then they come out with Legend of Mana Remaster.
This looks cool. Good. It looks good.
I never played Legend of Mana. No, this is something I probably would pick up and try.
Mana series fan, other than Seiken Densetsu 3, aka Trials of Mana. That's the only one I really like.
Okay.
But I
never played any
don't
of them.
Like Secret of Mana. But I haven't played this one because I didn't like Secret of Mana. But I think Finney has this one on PS1. I can't remember.
Possibly, yeah. But I mean, the only thing I wrote down was it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
I'll check it out.
Like the artwork
looks really good.
Really good.
Yep. So that's probably something I'll check out.
Yeah.
So then they're like, okay, so now we've got your attention with Legend of Mana. Let's talk about Marvel Avengers.
Right. DLC.
Here's some new DLC.
Yeah. Fuck. That's
and they're like, here's the content roadmap, and it's like all the different ways you can give us your money for more content in a game you don't want to play.
And the game that
and they're like, but wait. And they're like, but wait, there's more. Black Panther's coming now.
Yeah,
it's like,
right.
Get out of here! It's so stupid. It's time to put the cap on the DLC.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're gonna create a game that's filled to the brim of DLC, I'm okay with that. But don't charge me the price for the game then.
Yeah, no doubt.
Give me the game for free and let me buy the DLC.
Then, that's a good
Do the League of Legends model,
idea.
Right? Do the League of Legends model. Let me play the free heroes, right? And then I'll pay for the ones that I want to get. If you're gonna do it this way.
But
I don't like it. But if you're gonna charge me $80, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Really?
But one thing I've been saying is them doubling down on Marvel's Avengers like this is as if they might as well fucking double down on Balan Wonderworld. You know what I mean? Like, they might as well be like, guys, we better put all our resources into developing DLC for this game 9,000 people bought worldwide.
I will guarantee you it's licensing contract agreements.
Oh, yeah.
They have to sell so many units of this game in order to hold on to the license. And I'll guarantee you that's what it is. So that's why they're putting their time and effort into it. They're trying to get people to come play it. Mm-hmm. The thing is that people don't want to play those games anymore.
No. I mean, those games are so generically bland. Like, here's the thing. If they just made, like, a good... Remember Ultimate Alliance 2? How fucking good that game was? They released Ultimate Alliance 3. And apparently it sucked, though, I heard.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
They could have made... Terrible. They just need to make a really good co-op, online co-op, or offline, whatever. Just fucking beat them up, fucking good fucking...
All they had to do with Avengers was copy what Sony did with Spider-Man.
But here's the thing. I didn't play... First of all, I didn't play Spider-Man. But second of all...
It was amazing. It was really,
Spider-Man is a series... Spider-Man is a character, and characters from Spider-Man are so well known that you don't need to follow the MCU at all, and you don't really even need to follow the comics. Like, people just fucking love Spider-Man. Whereas the Avengers, you've got an assortment of, like... I mean, really, you've got an assortment of, like, 30 fucking characters, because how many people have been in the Avengers?
There's so much. Look, but the Avengers has so much content they could have pulled from.
Yes, but these characters do not have the same recognition as Spider-Man. So you almost have to follow the MCU, because that's what most people know when it comes to Avengers. That's what most people know when it comes to X-Men, even. Like, other than, like, the animated series was super popular, right? But...
Yep. But here's a way they could have done it, okay? Call it What If, and change something in the MCU and deliver a brand new story.
Yeah.
That's not a lot to ask for this stuff. It's always the same complaint every single time when they drop these kinds of games. They cheap out, they get the cheapest kind of low-level, low-hanging fruit story that they can get.
Yeah.
And then they just spend it out.
And
here you go. Give us $90.
As bland as possible.
They aim for graphics. Yeah. They go for graphically impressive, and look, that game, from what I've seen, it looks decent. I don't know, but when you're watching the gameplay, you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, it does.
This is boring because they emulate the MMO world too much.
Yeah.
I don't want to play an MMO. I want to play this one. It would be really simple for them to create a Marvel Avengers game in the spirit of the way that they did Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Have it in Avengers Tower. Have things happen. Have it so that there's a story of some kind that doesn't involve me spending more money to unlock it.
Yeah, it's awful.
That's not a lot to ask.
Remember Ultimate Alliance 2? It had like fucking like 80 fucking characters. You
went off to the raft.
Play through the game, you're unlocking more characters. You get to play as the bad guys. Like, God, I love that.
100%.
We played
it was really
shit
out of that
game
done.
Back in the day.
There's so many different ways they could have cut it, and so anyway. So then again, we're back now in the lull of the excitement for the thing. And then they come out and they're like, here's Hitman Sniper.
Yeah, for 3 seconds. So Square Enix has been sending out, if you're a subscriber to their newsletter, they've been sending out surveys. I filled out my survey. It took about like 15 to 30 minutes, because here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. If I don't take the 15 to 30 minutes to fill out the survey, someone who plays Life is Strange is going to take the 15 to 30 minutes to fill out the survey. And then they're going to be like, we're doing good, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the Square Enix guys are going to say that. But
I believe that too a little bit, but I don't know.
But anyways, one of the questions was, for each game that I mentioned that I was looking forward to, or that I saw, not that I was looking forward, that I saw, they were like, what did you think of this? And it was like, excited, probably gonna buy it, will buy it, blah blah blah. And the bottom option is always like, don't remember it from the show. And when it got the Hitman Sniper or whatever, I legitimately was like, I don't remember seeing that. And I watched the whole thing. I saw it live.
Yep. Yeah. They just briefly touched on, and again, no gameplay, all cinematics. Look, the Hitman remake games have been fun. They've been fun for what they are.
Really fun, yeah.
But when you take Agent 47 out of Hitman, I don't know, man. I don't know if it can stand on its own without Agent 47. Nope, somebody new. So I don't know, and I haven't been following the story enough to know if this is a sequel or like a side.
Yeah,
you know,
I only
sometimes
played like the second
Hitman
one.
1, 2, 3, and then this one's kind of off to the side a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, but I do know that they specifically said this is not Agent 47. So that to me is a concern. Because I got to tell you, Agent 47 is probably the reason why I play the damn game.
Yeah.
Right? So if you sub him out for someone else, if he acts like Agent 47, hey, great. But if you give him an attitude and you have crappy story now you're dead again, right? Like, it's just like, it's
I mean, the other thing is, you should probably have a trailer that isn't, like, -7 seconds long.
Yeah, well, that's just it. Show me a little bit more.
It at all.
Speaking of -7 seconds, next game, do you know what the next game was that they announced?
Life is Strange.
No, you're off? Oh, man, you missed. There's 4 games in between that, so there you go.
What do we got?
Near Reincarnation.
Oh, that's the fucking mobile one, though. No,
that's the mobile. Okay, then War of the Visions, Brave Exvius.
Oh yeah, those were all like -7 seconds fucking long too,
yep.
Right? Yeah. They were really
And then the Final Fantasy VII Battle Royale game, The First Soldier.
Oh yeah.
My note here says I audibly sighed here. Like, oh god.
Fortnite!
So bad. And then the last one before was Babylon's Fall. Now here's the thing.
Did that one look
Babylon's
cool?
Fall looks good. However, it was all cinematic.
Right.
No gameplay.
Right. So
I have no idea what the game is.
Yeah.
No idea.
Now,
this is not. What my note says, not seeing anything really pull me in. Might be worth checking out, but I have no idea how the game looks.
Yeah.
And then they did a developer interview. This is why you blocked it out of your memory. This is why you blocked it out of your memory, because you don't remember it, because it's like, oh, I don't care. I don't care about the interview with the developer and why
his knee bends as he's running forward. You'll notice like a 45-degree bend. We found that instead of doing the 90-degree bend, if you go with the 45-degree bend, it makes the character look more realistic, so the player can relate better to the character.
It's so bad. Nobody wants to look. I appreciate that the developer is there. I appreciate that the developer has a role.
I know. I feel bad for saying it, but I
feel bad. I do, because the thing is, I don't mean to be hating on the developer. Man. It's just the wrong time for the developer interview.
I mean, if you want to have the developer
special in your game
interview, have it like fucking Hideo
Post it to
Kojima.
your YouTube.
Have him like fucking come on stage in a cardboard box, fucking blow out of the box, and be like, "Are you ready?" Like,
to be fair, but that's
Kojima
the thing, though.
See,
the thing is,
fucking shit, man.
The thing is, though, in that case, Kojima's not giving an interview about how the game's created.
Yeah, that's
Kojima's
true.
announcing
He's telling you
a
cool
game,
shit about the game,
right?
Or, yeah.
So, E3's not the place. This is not the place for your developer interview. We don't care. It's not that we don't care. It's that we don't care right now.
Yeah.
Put it on your YouTube, and I'll watch it when I want to learn more about your game.
If I want to, yeah.
And then it's Life is Strange.
Life is
now,
Strange
here's
remastered.
The thing.
Life is Strange, a new color or something. Like
true colors.
Oh yes, my bad.
Now here's the thing. So they debated me bad with Life is Strange Remastered because they're on a train and they're talking about where your changes make differences or making a simple change makes a big difference. And it's like, okay, yeah, this sounds really cool. And it's like, Life is Strange. And I was like, oh, they got me. They got me.
Here's the thing. Life is Strange does have a lot of fans. Like, people that do not play video games fucking love Life is Strange. I remember when I worked at like a store when the first one came out, and I remember like all the cashiers talking about like, I'm gonna get home from work, play some more Life is Strange. Like, they love it.
It's just a simulator, isn't it?
It's like it's got like a story. It's almost like a movie or something.
Is it like those?
It's kind of like what the fuck was that with the
Telltale games?
Yeah, it's similar to those. It's kind of more like what the fuck is that game? With the fucking origami killer. Heavy Rain. It's kind of like Heavy Rain, but it's about like this teen girl who has like weird powers, and it's just like not very interesting to me. Yeah.
I can't. That's not for me, and it's great. I'm glad you like those games, but and
True Colors, all that shit was at like their last fucking
fast forward.
Was that their last conference, like the Square Enix show before?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They already announced it all, right? Yeah. So then we get to the big one. They're like, okay, Now we're gonna blow
Final
your
Fantasy
socks off.
Origin.
Stranger of Paradise, and then so here's my notes. Are you ready?
Yes.
It said this guy hates chaos.
He does.
He needs to kill chaos.
He needs to kill chaos. Yep.
Here's chaos. They went to the Shrine of Chaos to find chaos. That was a good choice.
I felt like it could be good.
It has a chance.
Here's the thing. A part of me thinks they did that trailer because they knew everyone was going to meme the shit out of it and give them free advertising. Yeah. I honestly feel like
big
that
time.
At this point.
Yeah, I really... So I'll cut asterisks. And here's why. I was on board. I was like, okay, it's a little hokey with the chaos thing, whatever, so be it. And then it was like, executive produced by Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah,
I was like,
Nomura.
And I was like, oh... It's like Nomura wasn't satisfied enough to destroy Final Fantasy VII. Now he's come for the entire Final Fantasy series.
We must
then I said Nomura's the ultimate end boss of Final Fantasy.
He is one of Nomura's chaos.
Yeah, it's possible.
It is
makes
possible.
Sense. So as soon as I saw his name on it, I was like,
damn.
This is when I'm waiting at least a year before
Team Ninja's
I
making it. Team Ninja. I really like the Ninja Gaiden games.
100%.
Neo, I really liked. I hate fucking like Dark Souls games because they're so slow, clunky, and boring. But then I like how everyone's like, "Oh, it's a Soulsborne." Every time like a game like that comes out, it's like, dude, Ninja Gaiden's been doing it since the fucking Xbox came out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If anything, it's a Ninja Gaiden fucking like it's so stupid. But anyways, Team Ninja, Neo, pretty fun game. From what I've heard from people that have played. Because the demo's out. I don't know if you can only play it on PS5 or whatever, but I've talked to people that have played the demo. They said that gameplay is fucking great. Like, it's really good. Right. So hopefully it's good. The thing that I didn't like about it was the characters looked bland and uninspired as fuck. Like, you've got a guy who just finished working his shift at the Napa Auto Body Shop as the main character. He kind of looks like a young Sid from Final Fantasy VII.
Kind of.
And then you've got young Barrett from Final Fantasy VII, who sounds and talks exactly like Barrett for some reason.
Yep.
And then you got fucking Prompto from Final Fantasy 15. Like, these characters have been done
kind of
before.
Pulled people out. Yeah. Okay, and so all of that, I agree. How friggin' epic was Garland, though?
Mm-hmm. But how do you fuck up Garland? Nobody's ever fucked up Garland.
You can't. I don't think you can.
You got like old man should be in a wheelchair Garland from Final Fantasy IX, and he's still a badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
But I mean, when he stood up
24/7, and he's still a
with
badass.
his helmet thing, right? And he delivered his line. He stood up and he delivered his line. That was. Want to know what that was epic?
Want to know my little theory? How many Warriors of Light are there, Mike?
There's 4.
Yeah.
Why is there only 3?
Yeah, I think Garland it's going to be, because it's called the Strangers in Paradise. My guess is these guys were like ripped out of, because remember, you just finished Final Fantasy 1 not too long ago.
I just finished Final Fantasy 1.
So there's that 2,000 year time loop, right? So
that's right.
So my guess is these characters are ripped out of time, and that's why this guy maybe did just get finished his shift working at Napa Auto Body.
Hey, who knows? He's got a wrench.
And he's pissed off, and or these were the Warriors of Light. But they got shuffled through time, and they finally made it back to the Chaos Shrine or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's only 3 of them, and I'm wondering. I'm thinking maybe OG Garland is gonna be a Warrior of Light. Like, that would be pretty fucking cool. Because
it's hard to say.
Because Garland in the past could have a change of heart, but then Garland, kind of like the whole Final Fantasy VIII thing, Ultimecia and all that. But
I'm interested in this game.
Yes,
I'm
same.
terrified that Nomura is involved.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Yeah.
I really don't like that part of it, though.
Yeah.
Really don't like that part of it. So we'll see what happens. I agree. Team Ninja gives it a little bit of hope for me.
Yeah.
So I will check it out once it drops, right?
Yeah,
and that's kind of the thing. And then that was the end of the Square Enix thing.
Yeah.
No mention of Final Fantasy 16,
and
that really bummed me out.
Because that was the one thing I was probably most looking forward to in the entirety of E3.
Because from their last presentation, that was the game winner.
Oh, it was so good.
It blew the doors off. It looked amazing.
Mm-hmm. I thought we were going to see some Final Fantasy 16. or even get a release date or something would have been nice. Even
I didn't have my hopes set on a release date. I was at least thinking for just a little bit more info. Even I would have been okay with a little bit more info.
Yeah.
Hell, I would have been okay with trailer 2.
Yes, I would.
We got trailer 1. I would have been okay with
anything.
Trailer 2.
I would have been happy with.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
Final
but
Fantasy
nothing.
16.
Dead silence, which means that either they didn't want to talk about it, which is possible, or that it's been pretty much halted, which is more likely. And I'll bet you they shelved it in place of because this other Final Fantasy, the Origins one, didn't come. It came out of nowhere. No one saw this one coming, right?
No,
so.
Well, there was leaks of this one. So I'd heard that there was going to possibly be a Final Fantasy Souls-like about Final Fantasy 1, and people were really hyped about that because could you imagine like if it had
100%?
Because have you seen the did you play the PS1 version, right, of Final Fantasy 1?
Yes.
So you saw like the trailer of like the Warrior of Light. He's in like that blue armor and shit. That's what they thought people like before this trailer came out when the leaks were around. People thought you were gonna play as that dude, right?
Yeah.
And that
and the thing is, and I guess what I mean is this was their first official announcement of it existing, right? Like there's leaks and stuff, but this was the acknowledgement that the game actually exists. Yeah. And so to me, if they talk about that, but they don't talk about Final Fantasy 16, that doesn't bode well for the development of Final Fantasy 16.
I think Final Fantasy 16 is doing fine, honestly, because Nomura has no hand in it.
It's probably on the tracks, but
so I think it's gonna be fine. But I still wish they would have shown something. But
Square Enix hasn't ruined all of your childhood favorites.
Not yet. Yeah. They went back to Final Fantasy 1 to try and do that, and then
that's right. They're trying to ruin it all.
They should have done, if they're gonna do any, they should have done 2, because like most people don't like Final Fantasy 2, and if you're gonna like remake 1, do that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to talk about Xbox and Bethesda?
I don't think I watched it.
Okay,
because I
took it all down. I'll take it all down, and we can chat about it. There's a lot. So here's the thing, okay?
I heard there was like a Battlefield 4 2024 trailer.
There's a lot
that was like really good.
They announced a lot. It was almost a full hour, and so you have Bethesda and Xbox both sharing the stage at the same time, right? Because now Microsoft owns Bethesda.
Oh, right. I forgot about
Microsoft
that.
product.
I forgot.
And they're now the flagship because people want Bethesda products. So,
Fallout 76.
So what? Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry. So this is the weird thing that I noticed as they were announcing throughout the games. Every one of these games had a transition, like a stinger transition, where it was like console launch exclusive. It said.
So
and I was like, console launch exclusive? No! Console launch exclusive means what? The launch of the console? Like, it's exclusive for the launch of the console? Like,
the console's already out, though.
That's why I don't understand. So they either
reused
reused the transition and didn't realize it, or they just said, forget it, this is what we've got, and it's good enough.
My guess is it means...
But I thought it was weird.
It's coming out on Xbox before it comes out on PS5, but it's also going to be on PC
and possibly,
at the same
time. Possibly, because each one of these games, every single one of them, is for Xbox and Windows.
Yeah, there's no such thing as an exclusive Xbox game.
No, nothing. Zero. So they open up, Bethesda comes out, they announce Starfield, which is a exclusive for PC. And honestly, let's just assume the non-exclusives are obvious, right? But again, all you get is a video snip. Now, this is their big game.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be Elder Scrolls in space, right?
Really?
Like that's basically what this is.
Sounds kind of cool.
And it looked really good. But it's super, super alpha, which means that you might as well put this game out of your mind for the next 4 or 5 years.
That's
tops,
too bad.
Right? So right off the bat, I think that sets the stage for where we're at with games on the Xbox. That we're announcing these games like, okay, look, everyone, look how good this game looks. It's coming out maybe 4 years from now. Yeah. But it looks so great. It's so great.
That's
so anyway,
awful.
Okay, so... That again, I will probably check this out, but we're so early. There's really nothing to talk about in there.
Yeah.
Then they move into Stalker 2. Okay, do you know what Stalker is?
It's like a first-person
It's like a horror first-person shooter-y game.
Yeah.
Horror-based.
I was getting like Stalker and the Metro games mixed up.
Yeah. look, if you're into horror-based FPS games that aren't Doom, they're no Speedy. This is just a first-person shooter.
Dude, you know what? You know what was a good fucking first-person shooter horror game? And I should stream it sometime. The Fear games. You ever play the Fear?
I was gonna say Fear.
Fuck me, those games were good.
I played Fear a little bit. Those were scary.
Yeah, dude.
Friggin' scary.
Those are good though. Because they had I think they had like slow mo and shit too. Like the whole max pain effect.
I remember the one part in the first Fear. You climb up a ladder. And then as you climb up, you get to the top rung, you pull your head up, there's a little girl standing there, and it gives you a jump scare.
Isn't that girl your mom or something? I can't remember the story.
I don't know. I can't remember. Those games came out so long ago.
Yeah,
but,
fuck, they were good,
so anyway,
yeah.
Stalker 2, there it is. I don't know, mediocre, middle of the ground, great. Then they announce Back 4 Blood, which is the
Left 4 Dead, right?
Spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. This game's going to be a lot of fun. But Back 4 Blood's been announced for like 6 months.
A long
6-8 months.
I heard of it.
Not a whole lot of new stuff. But, and here's where things really shine with what the Xbox is doing. They added it day one Game Pass. So if you have Xbox Game Pass, there you go. Now you got Back 4 Blood.
Oh,
it's all yours for
Game
free.
Pass is like their PlayStation Now.
Game Pass,
right?
yes. And I got to tell you, so we're going to see that kind of throughout here. They announced so many games for Game Pass. Because they're really, really pushing that. Obviously, they want more of your money.
I heard all the Yakuza games and stuff are going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, and that's a couple points down here. The thing is that Game Pass is almost worth it now at this point, right? Because if you're actually getting decent content and games that you want to play, I'm okay paying a monthly for that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Fine, whatever. I'm going to download the stupid thing anyways. Whether I own it or don't own it is irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
I'd rather just play it, and then when I'm done with it,
especially with certain games, yeah.
100%. And if you give me a big catalog, that's the ticket, right? So, anyway, day one on the Xbox comes to Game Pass, which that's cool. Then they announced a game called Contraband, which there was no gameplay, but it's a co-op game.
Never even heard of it.
It looks cool. Again, middle of the road.
Is it a Contra
worth
game?
checking out.
Because that's what I would have guessed.
No. No. This one here was like a. It was like, I don't know, third-person shooter-y.
Oh, okay.
It's a co-op game. It would be like a couch co-op type of game, I would consider it.
Oh, okay.
But you would be playing it. You'd play it online, right? And again, Game Pass day one. Great. Awesome. Thank you. So then they announced this Sea of Thieves expansion, which is the Jack Sparrow Pirates of the Caribbean expansion.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, Sea of Thieves turned around. We were talking about Marvel Avengers in the same light. The expansion's free. It's not a DLC, so awesome.
Right.
Thank you for that. But, I don't know. If Sea of Thieves is your thing, man, great. There you go. There's some free content.
Well, it's been
and
out
that's
for
the way you should do it.
Forever,
it's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. And then they announced the entire Yakuza game lineup is available on Game Pass.
I think it already was, though, before, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh.
And they included the latest one, Like a Dragon,
7?
is now added to that as well. So every single Yakuza game is on Game Pass now. You can go pick them up and play. I thought that was really cool. Then they announced Battlefield 2042.
That looked good.
It's a first-person
that
shooter.
Fun.
It looks
and
cool.
And then they're like, no campaign mode. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm never buying that.
It's another first-person shooter. I mean, I was around when Battlefield 1942 was released 20 years ago.
I think it was like
it
2142 where you got mechs and shit. That one was pretty fun.
Oh, man, honestly, they've released so many Battlefield games. They just kind of merged together. You know the game that take a side note, squirrel note here. Do you remember Battlefield Heroes?
Yes, we played the shit out of that.
That game was so fun.
Remember we'd have one guy riding on the wing of the plane and like shooting guys down below while the other guys.
That's right.
That was the funnest. And then they loaded it with like paid content and the whole game died.
They killed it.
Yeah.
They killed it.
That game was so much fun.
So fun. I mean, the thing is, like, look, Battlefield games are fun. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just another Battlefield game, right?
Yeah.
It's another one. It's the next one, right? It's like announcing another Call of Duty. Great, new Call of Duty. Nobody cares. Do you know what? People who like Battlefield are going to buy that.
Yeah, absolutely.
People who don't like Battlefield, they're not going to buy that.
They buy it whether it looks good or not, too.
It doesn't matter. It's just the next game. Everyone's going to move to it because the multiplayer is what brings those people along, right?
Absolutely, yep.
So, then they announce a game called 12 Minutes. And then this game actually piqued my interest a little bit. So they've got voice actors. So they got Daisy Ridley from the new Star Wars movies.
I just said Star Trek, but yeah.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe, James McAvoy. It was sold as an interactive thriller about a man caught in a time loop, and it basically looks like the 12 minutes lapses over and over and over again.
It's like
and there's a
Groundhog's
detective
Day with Bill Murray.
Kind of. Yeah, it's a cool concept. Again, no gameplay, just a trailer. Question marks on how it'll actually play. But from what I saw, this game looks good. It's refreshing. It's something different.
Yeah, it's something
right?
new. Yeah, that's true.
It has an indie vibe to it.
Yeah.
That's why it looks good. It doesn't have
Here's
like
the thing.
It's a
top
down kind
games
of.
don't need to be indie to be good. Let's preface that. But they need to be
they don't
original
have to be,
fucking ideas and have gameplay,
which is pretty much only the indie games these days.
And have to have gameplay that is either tight or is not a clone of every other game that's already out there.
Speaking of, the next game announced was Psychonauts 2. Great. Psychonauts.
I never really played it, but I heard a lot of people.
I didn't like the original Psychonauts. A lot of people loved Psychonauts.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
They released a sequel. That's great. If you're into it, awesome. Not for me. So, great.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
I think we already knew there was a Psychonauts 2 coming out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was already. It was kind of. I don't think it was an exclusive there or anything like that. 30 new titles added to the Game Pass with, and they added Doom Eternal. A lot of id Tech games got added to that. Again,
Bethesda owns them, right? So
man, yep, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So Game Pass is singing, man. And with Game Pass, you don't need an Xbox One. You just get Game Pass and play it on your computer.
What? Really?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's the case.
You can do that. I think you can do that with the PlayStation one too.
I think you can.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a difference.
I think
because
like PlayStation now, you can just
game.
stream the games on computer.
So then we get into some crappy stuff. So they announced Skyrim's 10th anniversary, September 2021. Okay. So 10 years of Skyrim.
So they're announcing it for the 10th console?
I don't know. So I would expect
it probably already exists. I'm trying to make a joke, but it probably is real already.
I don't know. I would expect that there will be some type of an announcement in September at the 10th anniversary of Skyrim. Maybe that's when they'll announce Elder Scrolls 6. Who knows? Or is it 7 now? I don't know if Elder Scrolls MMO counts as 6 or not. But they're good games for what they are, man. But I don't know. I'm looking for it. Don't get me wrong.
How many times?
Correct. I'm not interested in Skyrim anymore. I'm over Skyrim. Skyrim had its peak and its valley. It's gone. I'm ready for the next Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah, no shit.
But they've focused on everything else but up to this point. I mean, 10 years since Skyrim came out. How many Fallout games have been released?
Well,
speaking of that,
is there a new Fallout?
Fallout 76 update's coming.
Fuck.
That's what I did. That's exactly what I did because they were like, speaking of Fallout, and so I don't know. I mean, look, Fallout 76. They've done a bunch of changes. They're trying to turn the game around. Great. You need a group of friends to play this game. If you're not rolling with a group of friends, whatever,
you're by yourself.
Again, it takes pages out of games like Rust and those other ones where you are online. But it's like it goes forward. So like if you build up you build your place.
Oh,
someone
people
comes
can
and
wreck your
raids it,
shit.
And you're not there.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm pretty sure.
I hate that concept.
I'm pretty sure.
So much.
Now that may have been at the original. They may have changed that, but I'm pretty sure that's in there because the idea was that Fallout 76 was open world. Drop in. It's online. You meet up with friends and you go do your thing. And the concept sounded okay, but it's just not. That's not to me. That's not Fallout. Fallout to me is that single player RPG adventure that has a big giant story tree.
Yeah.
You do your thing. Then they announced more Elder Scrolls MMO content coming. Great. Whatever. I'm not an MMO. That's not my thing. That's not my bag. I don't want to... Look, I will play an MMO, free-to-play MMO.
Yeah.
I am not spending $80 plus expansions to play your MMO.
Click on a
plus
monster
monthly,
for
plus,
half an hour, then
plus
click
monthly,
on a different colored monster for half
plus
an hour.
monthly server costs. No, that's just not happening. That world is dead to me.
Same.
That doesn't exist.
Absolutely, 100%.
So then they talked about a game called Party Animals, which is a party brawler kind of game.
Oh, never.
Kind of has a Fall Guys vibe to it.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot like that one game that we played, and I can't remember the name of it anymore. But remember,
Gang
it was like. Yeah, that's probably the one. Yeah,
where
you're like trying to knock each other off.
Yeah, that game's pretty fun.
It kind of has that kind of vibe to it. So great. I don't know. It looked like a lighter game. I wouldn't say this is a full $80 game, but whatever. Then they say Hades is coming to Game Pass. Awesome, but Hades has been out for a year. Yeah, good. Glad that it's coming to Game Pass for free in August. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. Then they announced a game called Somerville, which is an adventure Metroidvania type of game.
Oh, weird.
Okay. This game is from the guys from behind the game Inside. Do you know the game Inside?
No.
It's another kind of similar type of game, right? And it looks a lot like Ori and the Blind Forest, right?
Okay.
It has a kind of view, but it's got different perspectives and stuff. It looks cool, story based. It's about a family and their dog, from what I can tell from what they showed. Again, no gameplay on any of this
Just
stuff.
A trailer?
This is all trailers and cinematics up to this point. So I was watching Dukey's video on E3, and he actually said this about this, that the two co-founders of this game, Inside, they got pissed off at each other.
Right.
They split off and made their own games. Yeah. One of these games is Somerville. The other one is called Play Dead, and that's will be announced some other time, I guess.
Right.
So there you go. That's what ended up happening with this one.
I do remember seeing that in the video.
Now it's time for the big announcement.
What is it?
New Halo Infinite.
Isn't there already a Halo Infinite? Isn't that like already?
No, Halo Infinite's the newest game. Okay, so
hasn't it been announced? Like I swear I've heard the words Halo Infinite.
Oh, they announced it. Oh yeah, they talked about Infinite before.
Oh.
Here's the thing though that they announced, and I gotta give them credit here, and this is actually a really smart play on their side. They're opening multiplayer to free to play for both PC and Xbox.
Oh, okay. But isn't that the only reason
Halo?
People play Halo?
Not only, but mostly.
Oh.
So they're taking a bit of a gamble here,
no
right?
doubt.
They're splitting it off, and they're saying, look, if you just want to play multiplayer,
have, like, ads
we'll put it for
each
free.
Match, like shit tons of ads or something.
Possibly, but here's the thing: Call of Duty did this with Warzone. Warzone's completely free to play.
Yeah.
Completely free to play.
But then
if you want to play Warzone,
and then they have
you download and play
it. Costumes and shit, right?
Yep, they've got all that kind of stuff that you can get in on that, so that's fine. And then they've got their campaign in the whatever, the Cold War or whatever it is that the game.
Call of Duty is super fucking smart, by the way, because they released like a Rambo skin, and I was so close to just downloading that game so I could play as fucking Rambo.
Warzone's fun, but it's another online Call of Duty game.
Yeah,
it's a battle royale Call of Duty game. It's fun. If that's the type of game that you're going for, there it is.
I just wanted to play as fucking Rambo. That's it.
I will guarantee you, with this free-to-play multiplayer Halo, within the first 6 months to a year, you can timestamp me on this if you want, they will announce a Battle Royale mode if they don't have it on launch.
For it or something, probably.
No. It'll be free, but it'll be Halo Battle Royale, and that's how they'll pull a ton of... All they want is people to download the game and play it.
Yeah.
That's it. Because if they can get you to do that, then they can get you to buy the other stuff. And then, you need the skin, and you need this dance, and you need this content, and you need this, and you need that, and you need that. And that's how they get you into it, right? So I mean, the thing is, and this is what I wrote about Halo. So let's put the multiplayer, free multiplayer. Kudos, great, thank you for that. Because give me something for free.
Yeah, no doubt. I'll take anything.
So I said. So I wrote, this is what I'm talking about with games, though. I'm not trying to be a dick about this, but it's time to put Halo to bed.
I mean, the
okay?
original
the
company
cow's
left
been milked.
4 games ago, didn't they?
We need new content. Master Chief can only save the day so many times. Come on. Okay?
But
20 years ago, they released Combat Evolved.
That's when Halo came out?
Years ago, 2001. That's when it dropped.
Yeah,
the original Halo dropped in 2001.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Kay. I'm not a Halo fan whatsoever. But if you were talking about this exact same shit, but you replace the word Halo with Mega Man, I'd be like, fuck yeah, brother! Like, I'd be so excited.
Yeah, but here's the thing, man. There's at least variances.
That's true.
With
every game is a little bit different.
And you're not playing Mega Man 7 as a story jump to Mega Man 8.
That's true.
You're playing Mega Man 8 because the levels have changed, the enemies have changed, the challenge is stronger.
Let's be real, I'm not playing Mega Man 8.
Well, sorry, I just picked 2 numbers out of the air. But replace it with any numbers you want, right? The idea being is that the story actually takes a back seat to the gameplay here. Where I would say that Halo should be reversed. right? But it's the easy money. And look, as long as they're making money off of it, they're never going to stop. They'll just keep doing it, right? But this is actually really funny about Infinite. And again, I pulled this from Dukey's video. He said that the director of Infinite, the original game director of Infinite, left. So then they brought a new guy in, and then that guy left.
Yeah.
And now they got a new guy.
Oh, good.
Third director.
So it's definitely being made by the heart. It's made from the heart.
So
definitely.
That's right. So I just wrote, well, so that speaks well about the game, right? That you can't hold on to a friggin' game director, right? So anyway, Halo, there it is, new Halo, super fantastic. Then they announced that Diablo 2 remaster's coming to Xbox
and PC.
Great.
Whatever, probably.
I don't know why you would play it on the Xbox and not the PC. Yeah. But there it is. You can have it. It looks great.
Maybe it's
no different than it is on the PC.
Diablo 1 on the PS1 was. That was like the worst thing ever.
I promise you it'll play better than that. But I would still recommend you get it on the PC. There's no reason to use a controller for a game like that. You need a mouse to click around.
I've heard people loved Diablo 3 on PS4 though.
Diablo 3 was optimized for consoles.
Oh, was it?
Right?
I've heard a lot of people loved it on PS4.
But the thing is, and they'll probably do the same thing with this remaster of it. Yeah. But the thing is, for the people who are buying, if you're going to go out and buy Diablo 2 remaster, okay? First off, I already know the answer. Are you going to buy Diablo 2 remaster?
I haven't bought a Diablo game in my life. So
there it is. So what would you say the target demographic of the Diablo 2 remaster is? New people or returning people who played Diablo 2?
People like you and Finney, right?
Okay, so people like me and Finney played Diablo 2 on the PC.
Yeah.
Why the hell would I play it on the Xbox?
Yeah, exactly.
This is not going to happen. Look, it makes sense you play Diablo 3 on the Xbox because maybe you've never played Diablo before.
Maybe.
And then you pick up Diablo 2 Remaster because you only played Diablo 3 on the console, and that's fine. But I would think that those people are very small number, right? There's not a lot of people. Or maybe you don't have a computer. That's the other option, I guess. Maybe you don't have a computer anymore and you can't run it.
Yeah.
I mean,
they should
it's
do it on mobile. They should do another mobile game. Everyone owns a phone.
Yeah, that's right. Diablo 2 Battle Royale, right? Save Sanctuary.
There you go.
Pick up Magic. Anyway, Diablo 2 Remaster, great. So then they get into a couple new games again. So a Plague Tale Requiem, which had a medieval fantasy vibe, which looked kind of cool. It was visually beautiful. It was all cutscenes, no gameplay. Again, it'll be available on the Game Pass. That's cool. I have no clue what kind of game it is.
That's the worst.
Based on what I saw,
trailer to the point.
I don't even know what kind of game it is.
What kind of game it is? That's always the worst.
Yeah, I've got zero idea on what kind of game it's going to be. So hey, it looked cool. I mean, I'm interested from the visuals, but I need to see at least if it's a first-person shooter or an RPG or a top-down fighter or
anything.
What it is.
It's a fighting game.
They talked about Far Cry 6, which has been the trailer dropped a long time ago. Okay. So great, cool. The co-op will be fun. This might be something that we might want to play together.
I really like the fifth one. The co-op was super fun.
Yeah. By the way, we do have to do that. I have a copy of that. We do have to fire that up sometime.
If you get Fates into it too, that'll be fun.
Absolutely, I'm in. Then they announced Slime Rancher 2. And it's funny because look, they debated me again because I was like, oh cool, here's something fresh. Oh wait, never mind, it's Slime Rancher 2. It looked like a new game, and they're like, new Slime Rancher coming, and Slime Rancher was fun. Slime Rancher 2 probably gonna be great, but they played it off like it was gonna be a new game. Good. Don't get me wrong. Great. I felt a little disappointed after it dropped a little bit there.
Yeah, not interested in that series.
They announced a snowboarding game called Shredders.
Oh, I did see that
probably
one.
Fun.
That one looks okay, I guess.
It's probably fun, but it's a snowboarding game.
Snowboarders by snowboarders.
Yeah, I mean it's a snowboarding game. I don't know. So, then they announced a game called Atomic Heart, which was had a cyberpunk kind of feeling. It was like a robots thing. It's a first-person shooter. That's what I know about it so far. It looks fun. Question mark.
Is that it? Like, there's a lot of shit here.
There's a lot. Oh yeah, there's ton. We still. I can zip through the last couple here. So then, there's a game called Replaced, which this game looks like a lot of fun. It's pixel graphics, Metroidvania type of game. Has some RPG elements to it. kind of getting a This War of Mine type of vibe from it. Looks really fun. Then they announced a Grounded expansion, which I don't know if you know what Grounded is, but it's a builder game where it's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh, weird.
But you're the kids. So, great. It's an expansion. Then they had a giant announcement of the Among Us with 15-player lobbies.
Why?
Then they had Eiyuden Chronicle, 100 Heroes and Eiyuden Chronicle Rising. JRPG kind of game, showing off the anime babes.
Oh, no, I know what that is. That's the guys that made Suikoden. Yeah, that'll be good.
That's
but
right.
Their announced date was like 2023 or something, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's way out. Yeah. It's way out. Both games coming to Game Pass again.
Oh, cool. That's the only one out of this whole thing so far that I've been interested in.
A game called The Ascent, which looks like a top-down action RPG game, looks okay. That would be a co-op type of game. Age of Empires 4, if you're into Age of Empires. Here comes the fourth one. Outer Worlds 2. Outer Worlds 1 was fun, but again, another sequel.
Outer Worlds 1,
if you liked Outer Worlds 1,
been out for that long, has it?
Not that long, a couple years. Yeah, but I mean, hey, whatever. This one's also on Game Pass. So as you go through, it makes more sense to pick up Game Pass. Try it out. If you don't like it, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Flight Simulator's coming to Xbox.
Yeah, okay.
And then they showed off Top Gun. And I was like, oh my god, is this a Top Gun game? No, wait, never mind. It's just expansion for Flight Simulator.
Ah, what? Dude, a new Top Gun game would be pretty
and they're playing the music. It's like dun, 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 playing the Top Gun song as a fighter jet. The fighter jet's going up into the sky, and I was like, yeah, this is great. Nope, never mind. It's still the flight sim. It's just an expansion where you can fly the jets now.
Aw, come on. Give me a Top Gun game.
Just right up.
Give me another Afterburner game. Fuck that.
This one was one of my favorites. There's a couple more and then we're done.
Good,
so picture this in your mind's eye. Man, we haven't even got to Nintendo yet. Picture this. Open world, okay? It's beautiful looking. Then you see, and it's the Mexican skyline, and there's palm trees and water, and oh wait, never mind, it's just a racing game.
Oh right,
yep.
That was Forza,
all of that graphics, all of the background is for Forza 5. There you go. It's like, look, it's a brand new, fresh game. Never mind, it's Forza 5. Yeah. Then you get 20 minutes of Forza 5.
Like they got like rally cars and shit, right? I think
sure,
I saw that
but
one.
it's a racing game. What do you care about the background graphics of the racing game?
Gotta have.
What do you care? Doesn't matter. They footnote mentions at the end of the show Avowed, Fable, the next Fable game, and Elder Scrolls 6. They're like, don't worry, we're still working on those. But that's all they said about it. That's it. And then the one more thing that they always throw out was a game called Redfall, which looks like a question mark, all cinematics, no gameplay at all. It looks fun. People versus vampires slash evil thing. You should check it out. This is one that's at least worth checking out. Again, all cinematic, all trailer. Question mark. And then that was the end of the Xbox show.
Jeez.
4 pages, man.
Yeah,
but
that's a lot.
Again, but here's what I'm saying, right? It's not that they had a bad show. It's not that they had a bad show. I disagree.
Like boring. Like not bad, but
to you. The thing is that there's a lot of stuff in here that has potential. The problem is, it's all alpha. It's all beta. None of it is released. No gameplay. All cinematics.
Yeah, so you don't even know what kind of games most of them are.
That's exactly it. Based on what I saw, it looks interesting, but I have no idea where it's going from there.
Exactly.
It could be awful by the time it actually gets released, but based on what they showed, okay, cool, great. How about Nintendo?
Nintendo's I think Nintendo's was the best, but
Nintendo nailed it.
Still wasn't as good as like the worst E3 presentation from like 2007. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The thing is that again, and the problem that Nintendo has is again, we talked about at the beginning. It was another Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
So great, awesome. They nailed it. So first thing out of the gate, right? Remember what we talked about? What's the first thing out of the gate for a Nintendo Direct? It's
I don't know.
Smash Bros. Character.
Oh, yeah, Smash Bros. Who was it even?
Smash Bros. Tekken crossover.
Guys. Yeah.
So here comes Tekken. That's great.
Okay.
Then it was Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right. Nobody needs to. Yeah.
Awesome.
The worst. Here's the worst part of the Nintendo one. Was I thought I was getting a new game, and it was the fucking Life is Strange fucking remasters on. First of all, why are they remastering Life is Strange? That game came out like 2 years ago.
I have no idea.
Like, come the fuck on.
It's just I don't know.
But that trailer
I don't know.
me. I was like, what's this? This could be good. And then it was like nothing. It was fucking nothing.
No. Astria Ascending looked okay.
I don't even remember it.
Turn-based combat.
Must have been great.
2 Point Campus was a build your own high school.
Yeah, that's like, okay, I don't know. Someone in chat, correct me if I'm wrong. Are the 2 Point games the same as the fucking Theme games? Like, remember Theme Hospital? I used to play the shit out of Theme Hospital back in the day. I don't know if it's the same company, but they're supposed to be like similar. Like, because I think there's like a 2 Point Hospital and stuff like that. But
what I had written down was it looks like a creative type of game, SimCity type of thing. Not really at my alley. Yeah.
When I was like a kid, I fucking loved Theme Hospital. Like, you have to like run the hospital.
I was interested in creative.
You get more money, and then you add new wards and stuff.
I feel, at least for me, as I get older, my imagination dies a little bit more.
Yeah.
And my creative side's not there. But the Super Monkey Ball 20th anniversary kit.
Yeah, I got here's the thing.
If you ever want Super Monkey Ball,
I got fucking hyped because I thought it was gonna be like a Donkey Kong Country game.
Yeah.
And then it was like Super Monkey Ball, and I was like, I don't hate Super Monkey Ball, but god damn it, that's not what I wanted it to be.
It's not. That's not. If you want Super Monkey Ball, it's great. Here's every game that they've ever released.
Yeah.
There you go.
I got them for free. I bought my GameCube.
Mario Party Superstars?
No.
It's not even a new Mario Party game.
They just took mini games from the previous games and the game boards.
They remastered the mini games. They threw it in. The N64 game boards with remastered mini games.
Apparently, the Super
and then they
Monkey
added
Ball
online play.
It capped off the announcement by saying, Super Monkey Ball rolls on to Nintendo Switch, because you're rolling in a fucking ball the whole game.
Okay, and then they blew the doors off and announced Metroid Dread.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm not a Metroid fan, and that game looks fucking good.
That game looked really good.
Really good. So like, that's probably the highlight. Like that, and I want to say that Monster Hunter Stories, and I don't like Monster Hunter. Yeah, and those both look really good to me.
19 years since the last Metroid game, so it looks good. Great. They have a matching amiibo kit, which will be a collectible for sure. So there's that. Then they talked about the new Just Dance game.
Just Dance.
Then they announced Cruisin' Blast. Now, is that a sequel to like Cruisin' USA? Is that in the same world?
Could be.
Yeah, Cruisin' Blast.
Could be. I didn't even think of it like that until you just said it. Because I saw the trailer. And I was like,
it's an arcade racer.
I mean, but the name holds no value to me. But now that you say that, it might be.
Yeah,
it might be.
Yeah, it's the way they spelled it.
He says it is.
Yeah, well, it's the way they spelled it, which was what set me off. CRUIS''N.
Yeah, so
like Cruisin'
that's
USA.
cool.
So
that might be good. That might be
probably
fun.
worth checking out. And then they go a new DBZ experience,
and
then
Kakarot.
It was just Kakarot.
Stupid. Dude,
I mean, it was okay if you haven't played it yet.
Here's the thing:
sure,
Kakarot busted my balls big time. Because they were like, a new Dragon Ball Z RPG. And remember, like, the ones on, like, the Super Famicom
what was it, Hyperdimension or something?
No, Hyperdimension was, like, the old, like, really good fighting game on the Super Famicom. But there was, like, the Dragon Ball Z,
there was an RPG.
Yeah, there was a bunch on the PS2 or on the Super Famicom and the Famicom, and they were so good. And then they did the one on the DS, Attack of the Saiyans, which was really good, and that was like a long time ago. So when they originally announced Dragon Ball Z Kakarot as this fucking JRPG Dragon Ball game, I was like, fuck yeah. And then it was just not that at all. It was essentially like world It
was Budokai crossed.
Yes, it reminded me of like Budokai when you could fly. Like there was the mode where you could fly around. It just looked like that. It's like, fuck. They've been releasing nothing but this game for the past fucking like 20 years.
It was just the same thing. There's nothing new. So if you've never played it before and it's up your alley, there you go. Mario Golf Super Rush
looks fun. That actually looks fun, and I hate Mario.
It's Mario Golf.
The best,
Mario Golf games are fun.
But first of all, this has already been revealed. This one was also not a reveal.
This was not an announcement. No.
But how fucking badass does Wario look? He's got like the Texan fucking cowboy hat on. Yeah. He's got like that. What is that? What do they call that weird like fucking
the bola tie?
Yeah. Fuck. He looks so good. It's so good.
I will pick this game up because I enjoy Mario Golf. The other thing is
to his crotch because his legs are like that long.
Yeah, the other thing is they put online play in it. So look, if you've got other people who have a Switch and have the only
mode I'll play is that where you have to just fucking speed golf. Like you just hit the ball and fucking run to it, and whoever gets like you just go. There's no waiting.
It looks like fun.
Yeah, it does.
Mario Golf games are always fun, and they have always been fun.
They are.
That's just how it is. You kind of touched on Monster Hunter Stories 2: Wings of Ruin. Looked good.
That looks really.
I don't really have anything bad to say about it.
Fun.
I'm not a Monster Hunter fan,
not at all.
But this has the RPG element to it, so it'll be worth checking out. It's not a buy it on release for me, but
no, same
whatever.
Here, same here.
New WarioWare game announced. Get it together.
I hope it's not fucking $80. If it's like
probably
$40. I'll get it. I'll probably get that one day one if it's $40.
I haven't seen them release a game for less than full price on the Switch.
Like Nintendo games, yeah.
Yeah. If they sell it a physical copy, it'll be $79.99 guaranteed. No, I mean they're micro games. I don't know.
I love
to me it's more.
I don't know if it's like it's
more recycled content.
But I fucking
love. I like WarioWare. I played them a lot on the DS. Yeah. But it's just not one of those games where I'm running out and spending $80 on. I'll tell you that. Right
I will just because it's been so long, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna butcher this. Then they went into Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Post-apocalyptic Tokyo, fight demons, open world, command-based elemental weakness battle system. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like a monster tamer kind of game. Like you recruit demons and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'll keep it on my radar, but it's not. I wasn't super impressed.
My thing with that series is, I don't like the art style. I'm gonna get flack for that, but I really don't like the art style. SMT art style.
I actually specifically, we're both on the same page because I have a point here. Is like I really hate this art style.
Yeah, like they just released Nocturne. They did a remaster of Nocturne, which is the third SMT game, and I do plan on getting that eventually when the price drops. Because that's a series I've wanted to play. So you've heard of Persona, right?
Yeah,
Persona is a spin-off of the SMT games.
Oh, okay.
This series started on the Super Famicom, like the Super NES.
Okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. I love the fact that the Switch has become the de facto JRPG machine.
It's
right. Like
perfect
if you want JRPGs, you're grabbing it on the Switch. And I enjoy that fact, and they're doubling down on it, right? I'm curious to see what Sony would have produced if it would have been different to what Xbox or been more along the lines, because I think Sony and Nintendo are kind of my go-tos for those types of games.
You know why I think the Switch is the JRPG machine?
Because it's portable?
Well, there's that, but there's also like the Switch doesn't prioritize graphics, right? Like it's got nice graphics for what it is, but it doesn't prioritize graphics. And you'll see Final Fantasy VII R is a good fucking example of this. You like look at the PS1, right? You've got these giant worlds, you've got these towns within these worlds, you've got these grand adventures that can all be told in full. And then you get a game like Final Fantasy VII R where they're like, can't do it. I can't make a big game. It's too much powerful. I need more power. And then on the Switch, it's like, okay, why don't we just dial the power back and make a fucking amazing game instead? Like, just do that!
Don't worry about the graphics so much. Give me the story.
Exactly.
That is the number one thing. Look, if you're releasing an RPG and your story sucks, it doesn't matter how good your graphics are.
If your fucking whole
doesn't matter how good your graphics are. It doesn't matter how good your gameplay is. It doesn't matter if your story is well thought out and your characters are fleshed out and everything is fantastic about it. If your story sucks in an RPG, shut it down. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter.
Sometimes
anymore.
Gameplay can make up for it, but most times it can't.
No, never. 0% for me. No, because the thing that keeps me playing
you might not
is
like
the story.
Final Fantasy V then. That game is awesome.
The thing that keeps me playing is the story. If the story sucks, and it's not that it's like, look, this story is bad, but it's like fetch quest.
Yeah,
Final Fantasy XIV is lauded for like how good that game is.
Story. It's like I'm handing out bagels 6 hours into the game. It's I'm
no.
This isn't. I'm not playing Pretzel
If you
Quest
gave it,
here,
look,
buddy.
man. If you gave it 6 hours, you gave it 4 hours more than I did, because after 2 hours I had enough. Boring. I was like, if I do one more fetch quest, I'm uninstalling it, and I did, and I uninstalled it for a minute. I plan on never returning to it. That is not just so. To me, that's awful. You should never ever have to fill out your story. Your story should be good enough that it doesn't need to be filled out.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's the be all and end all. Now that Final Fantasy XIV is an MMO, they need to have some of that stuff to teach you how to play the game, but it does not take 2 hours to do that.
Doesn't take 6 either.
Just 0. Xenoblade Chronicles X, same problem.
Yeah,
exact same
that
problem.
One was rough.
Literal same problem.
That had a good 100%. Story, though. Fuck me, that's the worst part.
Oh, you have to play it for 120 hours before you really find it fun. Well, fuck that then. Yeah. This is a game that I'm never going to find fun. Because I'll never spend 120 hours playing a game that I don't like. That was too bad.
I love the story of Xenoblade. I hope they make an anime for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Because I loved the story so much. But the gameplay was, like, so hard. Like, you had to dedicate, like 20 hours of set aside, not just normal story game time, to fucking learn how to play the game. It was
it's just not bad. It's just not something. It's not for me. But so then the last couple of things here. So Danganronpa Decadence.
I don't know.
Do you know this one?
They're re-releasing all 3 Danganronpa games, and then they're also doing like a new game exclusive in this collection. It's like a JRPG kind of. I think
it's a story-driven RPG. It's a cool concept. I don't know anything about it. Never heard of it before. So.
Yeah, Danganronpa. Cool. The story is really good. They're not the kind of game I would play. I like watching people actually stream them. My friends at Epic Win Gaming, they actually did a voice acting stream where there's like a couple of them playing through the game together, and they each picked a character and voice acted it out.
Cool.
The other thing is, though, they've also, I think, made an anime series or movies of these games. So, I mean, you're probably just better off doing that, because it's not... If it's your kind of game where you like solving mysteries and stuff, it's like a point-and-click almost adventure where you're solving mysteries. If you like that kind of game, check out the Danganronpa games, but...
Something that I liked about Nintendo's presentation I haven't really touched on yet, they at least showed gameplay in almost every single one of these.
Yeah, they always do, it seems.
At least a little bit. At least a little bit of gameplay. Yeah. Give me an idea what the game is even.
Of the game.
Just show me the trailer. So anyway, then we got into Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater. I don't know.
I'm not into cool, not into this horror. Is actually a remake or a remaster of the Wii U game.
I'm not in horror games. We've talked about horror games before. They're not my thing. Especially one where the whole thing, you take pictures. Look, it's freaky. That's cool. Look, if that's your thing, great. This is not for me. I don't do horror games. And I imagine the control is probably going to be awful. I can just picture that without actually even playing it.
Yeah.
I just know they're going to be bad.
That's how they make horror games.
That's how they make horror games. They're releasing the Doom Eternal DLC. Great. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 coming to the Switch.
For like 2 years on everything else.
Yep. Nothing new. Strange Brigade coming to Switch. Yeah, I got it for free on Steam, so I don't know why I would buy it on the Switch. It's fun. It's a co-op shooter game, whatever. Then they announced the new Mario Rabbids game, Sparks of Hope.
Yeah.
Looks fun if you're into XCOM style games. I did enjoy the first one, but I got it for $20, so that played into it. And I'm bad at strategy games, so I probably won't pick this one up. I didn't know the first one was a strategy because I never heard of it before.
I hate Ubisoft so much that I would never touch the game.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
And then Nintendo was like, "All right, E3, are you ready for me to win this thing?" And they loaded Advance Wars.
How did I forget about Advance Wars, dude? Advance Wars
reloaded
1 and 2.
Fired it off.
Fuck me, that is gonna be good. That is gonna be the day one purchase probably. I'm going to pay the $88 goddamn to play that game.
And you can play it online.
Yes, that is the fucking home run right there.
So I mean that is a home run. To me that game won E3.
Oh, absolutely.
That game alone was easily the best announced game as far as I'm concerned.
All of it.
That was fantastic. And it came out of left field.
Yes,
no one saw that
there
coming.
was no leaks. Nobody suspected anything like that.
That was a good one.
Oh, fuck.
That was
I love
very
Advance
good.
Wars so much.
Yep. The last couple things they talked Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity expansion pass. Great. Yeah. Hyrule Warriors. Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. This is the one I wrote. This is the one you choose to remake.
The one.
Skyward Sword.
The worst Zelda game.
So then the Game & Watch Legend of Zelda collectible thing, cool.
Stupid, but all the Zelda fans are gonna buy it.
I mean, it's a collectible thing. If you're into it, great, whatever. And then they announced the Breath of the Wild sequel. 2 will probably be really good. It didn't look a lot different from the first one.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but I mean, again, the first one was good.
So me, not a single 3D Zelda looks different from the previous one. Also, somebody took a still from that trailer. Like, you know when he's like falling through the clouds? You can see his butt cheeks, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't have pants on or something.
His pants are like khaki brown color, okay. So it might just be an optical illusion. But coming out next year, so that's cool. That's more recent than I thought it would be, to be perfectly honest with you. So, and then that was the end of the Nintendo session. So they knocked it out of the park. Again,
Wars,
it's a Nintendo Direct, but yeah, Advance Wars was so good. I'm looking forward to that.
That's one game I never would have ever thought they would have remastered or remade or anything.
I'll let you take the handle for Capcom Bandai Namco.
So Capcom,
and then that's where we'll close the story.
Capcom, all they did was talk about games that were already out. They talked about Resident Evil Village, which has been out for quite a while. They showed like trailers, and they showed them as if they had never shown them before, but everybody was like, this game's already out. And then all they did was talk about their like Capcom Cup Pro Tour with like Street Fighter.
Oh, 2 things in between that. There? Monster Hunter Stories 2.
Oh.
Monster Hunter Rise.
Right.
And then the Great
Monster
Ace
Hunter...
Attorney Chronicles.
Oh, that one looks kind of good. That
one looks fun.
Good.
Well,
I forgot about
it's a Ace Attorney game.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's like, look, here's the problem. When Phoenix Wright wasn't the main character anymore, I didn't like the game anymore. I liked Phoenix Wright.
This one looks good.
Give me back Phoenix Wright. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. I do have to say I have a bit of a problem with the fact that how likely is it that Phoenix Wright's great ancestor in London also has like a Maya character, like the spirit guide character?
Oh, is that
standing beside him?
Hereditary, maybe.
I don't know, but like you're going back.
Was it England or was
years?
It like Meiji era Japan?
It was England. It was London.
Oh, okay.
It was London. He's like Sherlock Holmes, except they called him something else. I can't remember anymore. It was like a play on Sherlock Holmes
or something.
Yeah, something like that.
But
yeah. And then they went into the Capcom
Cup. And it was just like, now you can play Street Fighter like you always could. And it was awful. It was terrible. It was and they spent most of the presentation time on that. It was really bad.
That's right.
And then, just when you think you saw the worst, you saw the worst of E3.
Yeah, and it was like, what? That was it? That's it? Capcom's over?
I saw those that meme where it's like Tuxedo Mask from Sailor Moon, and he's like, my job here is done. And then Sailor Moon's like, but you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And then Bandai Namco comes out and shows like a 3-second trailer.
Hold on, hold on. What are some of the games that Bandai Namco could potentially introduce here?
Gigantic Digimon JRPG. Digimon Survive has been in the works for about 7 years now. They could have mentioned anything about that. The Tales series, I'm pretty sure, is Bandai Namco.
Sure. Yep.
There's a lot. Like, Bandai Namco makes a lot of good shit.
Oh, they make a ton of games. Absolutely. Okay.
But their whole fucking thing...
A good Gundam Breakers game.
Yeah, good Gundam Breakers game. They do have a new Gundam Versus game coming out that's supposed to be really good, but... so the whole thing is like this 2 to 3 minute trailer of these like army seals falling through sand and then being
House of
underground.
Ashes.
And it's like, House of Ashes, a doopy derpity doop game. And it's like, what? And then
no gameplay. It's a trailer.
It's just this dude in like dreadlocks and camo shorts talking to some girl for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then that's it. That's the whole thing. They blocked time for that.
It's over. That's how they ended E3.
It was awful. It was so bad.
Terrible.
That was terrible. The worst E3 presentation I ever saw in my life.
It was not great.
I saw the Wii Music one.
Yes, I was there, man. I saw Wii Music.
Wiimote flute back then.
It's too funny. E3 is something else. It's time to retire E3. I would like to see Sony and Xbox take a page out of Nintendo's book
Same.
and start releasing their own.
And even
version
just
of
do
Nintendo
it
Direct.
quarterly, so that E3 is just another one of those, right? They
Well,
release
that's all
one
the Direct
on
is.
that fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Direct is quarterly, every
Is
quarter,
that what it is? It's
and the
quarterly?
beauty, yeah, the beauty with the Nintendo Direct is you can watch it on YouTube or something. But guess what? If you have a Switch, it pops
Yeah,
right up
I
on your
forgot
main
about
screen
that.
on your Switch.
Yeah.
It's right
That is a
there. You
thing.
can watch the whole thing. It's great.
Yeah.
I don't know.
E3,
So
fucking terrible. It's a sinking ship. They need to just let it sink, I think, at this point.
it's time. It's not time to shut it down, but it is time to change
I think
it.
it is time to shut it down. I think they should just
Well,
do quarterly things. Everybody
But
should.
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Have a quarterly E3
Yeah.
and have it all online.
But then you've got
You don't
like
have
we've
to
got
be
the
in person.
Tokyo Game Show coming up, I think, at the end of the fucking
Yep.
summer here.
There's so many. Or you know what? Even better, merge with PAX.
Yeah,
Have
that
an
would be the
E3
best.
day of
that would be
PAX.
the best. Because then you got the fans there. You've got.
Yep.
I don't know who this E3 was supposed to cater to, because some of the
I think
bad
they're just
years,
kinda doing
it caters to like shareholders. Like usually on the bad
Yeah.
years, it's for that. But this year, it didn't really have anything for anyone.
That's right. I think they're doing this for like a reflex, right? They're like, oh, it's E3 time. Time to do an E3 presentation. What are we gonna do? I don't know. What did we do last year?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I feel like they didn't think E3 was gonna happen, and then they were like,
That's
they were
that's
like,
likely.
oh shit. Okay, well let's just fucking show this.
I'll reserve my petition to shut it down for next year.
Yeah, if next year is this bad, shut her down.
Shut her down.
That's bad.
Right. Too funny.
But yeah, anyways,
There it is.
That's about it, guys. I hope you guys, unless you've got anything to add, really.
Not a whole lot. Everyone's just kind of in agreement,
Yeah.
you know. And honestly, I just appreciate you guys coming
Yeah,
out.
no doubt. Thank you guys
Podcast.
for watching live. Thank you guys if you're listening to this on Spotify. Thank you for listening. And if you are listening on Spotify, again, you can always watch these on YouTube, youtube.com/Dukey03. I always post them up there if you want to watch the video version. And if you're watching on YouTube and you'd rather be listening to this in your car or something, check it out on Spotify. Just search Relaxed Retro Talk. We will be back. I think next week we'll be able to have that other one. It won't be a live one.
Yeah, we got
but we do have another one
some
coming
stuff
up.
in the
The
chute.
following week, a more serious relaxed retro talk, if you will. Talking about COVID in this past year and stuff. So if you're interested in that, definitely check out next week's podcast. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching and or listening. I am Dukey03.
And I'm DG Online. Have a great rest of your day.
See you guys. Thanks.
See ya.